We're rolling on the Mutiny Mom podcast. Camille has her Chick-fil-A.
Yes, I do.
It's a good day.
I've got to figure out how they make.
This is
the iced original.
with vanilla.
No, not vanilla, just original. It's so good.
Yeah.
I need to figure out exactly how to make it.
Do you have the ice?
We've talked about this. I like to make my coffee at home.
Yes, you do. Because you save $5.50 every time you make it at home.
Real.
You did the math, remember?
I did the math,
yeah.
yes.
She has a spreadsheet.
Anyways, delicious. I don't go get coffee out like ever, but my sons and husband went and played hockey at 6 a.m. this morning. So just me and my daughter, and we went to Chick-fil-A.
Time.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I took the girls last night to watch Devil Wears Prada 2.
Did you?
Yes.
How was it?
So we had our girl time. It was so good. There was a scene where which I won't like give it away, but there was a scene where they're in a store and there is I know you're going to be like, these are totally Kirby Green's daughters, but it's like all of these like fashion brands, but it's organized like Roy G. Biv style, like rainbow.
Yeah.
And this scene, and they both at the same time, they went like, just
they're so excited.
It's like, number one, it's super cool and the fashion. Number two, it's organized.
Yes.
Like they were like, oh yeah. So hey, I'm a sucker for anything organization wise.
With her notebook over there.
Yeah, but it's like
so I got my
that.
phone and we scratched out some things real quick and
yes, and I am, but I'm not like, it's not like whenever you write in your notebook, it's perfect.
Yes.
Like you're in the lines, and
so
mine
much
is
so
not.
that I just don't write in it as often.
So we have different styles. Of yours is like,
yeah,
everything is on it's perfection.
It is.
Which you and I've talked about this before. Do you know about the Enneagram? Like we talk about, because you're a
1
and
solid.
I'm a 3.
Yeah.
And so we're both like by nature organized people.
Sure.
It just looks different. Like mine is a little bit more done is better than perfect. Kind of like, I'm like, it's 75% there, Camille.
And mine is, if it can't be perfect, we're not doing it.
Yeah. So anytime I say, I mean, we're 75% there,
Yeah.
Camille. I know her blood pressure like spikes because she's like, what do you mean 70? That's not 100%.
Right.
And so therefore, press pause.
I will say
we compliment each other.
in my motherhood era, I am relaxing a little bit more than I used to. So
Yeah.
a little more done is better than perfect sometimes.
Yeah. And that actually, I was listening to an audiobook where, I don't know what you think about this as a working mother, but the audiobook said how you do anything is how you do everything. And part of me wants to be like, yeah. But then the other hand, I'm like, actually, no, that would lack prioritization in life, because that would mean like not all things in life carry equal. This is maybe my 3 thinking.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, the way that I do my most important stuff to the people that matter the most, like, you know, it's like, I know some people will be like, no, the way that you make your bed with precision, like how you do that is how you do everything. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, but I get where they're coming from.
Sure.
I'm like, I just think maybe somewhere
I'm
in the middle.
I feel like I have to hustle at everything I do. And I think it was like being raised on a farm. Like my dad was always like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Yeah.
So like I'm hustling making my bed, and then I'm hustling to the next thing. Like I feel like I'm always in hustle mode.
Yeah.
With everything.
Speaking of, we have the month of May.
Yes.
Which some of us as working moms and moms period like to call the mayhem.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. We were talking with Jess, the producer, before we started, and about all things May. And so what are you doing, Camille? Because you're not only, national agronomist for Mutiny, you're a dealer for Mutiny. You are involved in your family's farm. Oh, and you're a mom of 3.
Yeah.
So how are you managing mayhem? Because you have it on a couple of layers of planting season and into school year.
I'm just trying to keep up with my calendar.
I'm just trying to survive.
Trying to put everything on the calendar.
Yeah.
Like it has to be very organized. And then what's right in front of me is where I'm at. So
do you have I know we have shared calendar stuff across work. Do you all do that at the farm? Do you and Blake do that on family?
My dad and my brother don't know what a computer or a calendar is. So no, but
you are the calendar.
My husband and I, yes.
Yeah.
So we have a shared calendar. So I'm the manager of all the kids' activities, but I add it on the calendar and then he can see it. So he knows where he needs to be. But we ramped up baseball So baseball's going on. And oh, by the way, hockey tryouts, which just ended. Hockey just ended.
Yeah.
Tryouts are next week for next year's team.
Gosh, all the ice
that's
is
why we
melted.
did. Well, that's why we had to go practice this morning because he's 10U. It's a big deal. It's very competitive. And if you guys that are north of Kentucky,
yeah, the
you
Northerners
guys get this,
know.
but
yeah.
So we need as much ice time as we can because there's a lot of kids. There might be 2 teams. We want to be on the, we want to be on the best team if we can make it. So so we're just trying to juggle all the things. Yeah. And then my daughter's, her dance recital's coming up, and she's also doing softball, and we've got end of school activities, and we're not done planting, but now we're post spraying. There's a lot going on. How about you?
Yeah. I mean, I love a calendar, so that doesn't even need to be said. Couple things. So if my husband listens to this, he's going, oh my gosh, she's going to talk about the dry erase board on wheels. So I bought one of those rolling dry erase boards. So by the way, and if you all are like me and you're like, what do I get my farmer dad for Father's Day? Like Camille and I traded, ideas, and I was like, Camille, what are you getting your dad for Father's Day? It's so hard because you have to either it's either a can of WD-40 or what they want costs $500,000.
Yeah,
because it's a piece of equipment, a piece of land. Like that's really all they're like.
So those of you dads that are listening that are in the ag world, send us your ideas because we need them.
Put those in the comments. Farmer dads, what do you want for Father's Day? That does not cost $500,000.
Yeah,
but it's off Amazon. It was like $100 off Amazon. I got this. It's a dry erase board and it's on wheels.
And it flips, right?
And it flips. And so, and it comes with like these little like magnets and stuff. And I put it in our kitchen because like whether it's the weekend or the weeks or whatever, especially if we're traveling for work, I'll have everything on there so everybody can see it. And so it's either the little reminders.
I love it.
So
then they can do their homework on it.
They could, if we're brainstorming something, if they like want to draw a picture to explain something, like it sounds so like classroom-esque. So I love my dry erase board. I've thought about getting my dad one.
But you were a teacher. This is perfect.
This is and certified nerd. Patrick, who is our coworker, called me the other day, and I was like, hang on, I'm not in front of my dry erase board. And he was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, here's the other thing. Everybody talks about meal planning and stuff, but for me, for us, where we really thrive is anytime it's like you're already going to be making one thing and making the mess, double up and put the other one in the freezer. And so my freezer stays full of prepped meals that all I have to do is either like it's a chicken pot pie that just goes in the oven. It's a lasagna. I love lasagna. And when you bake it and finish it off, it doesn't taste like freezer food, right? So that's what helps us survive. And just knowing like I'm all about a meal plan, but then there's the part of I have to come home and execute on the meal plan every day versus when it's already done. And then here's my efficiency mindset. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to dirty up all the dishes to prep a lasagna, why not make 2 or 3?
Yeah.
And just have those in the freezer and then get them out whenever.
I love that.
I don't have to think about it.
I love that. Great tip.
There we go. All right.
So what about farming?
You never know.
You want to talk about
speaking of all of the hats, so Camille, I mean, you just talked through all the things you have going on in May, but I know you, and you're not just thinking about May, you're thinking beyond May. And so, okay, let's put our mutiny hats on and also wear the farmer hat and the mom hat. Tell us, what are you thinking about on your farm? How are you getting prepped for the next phase or season? That's one thing too that we talk a lot about is farmers are so gifted in the sense that they have to respond to the here and now and the things that pop up every single day, right? Between weather and equipment and a water leak and people stuff and all the things, right? They got to do that. But then they also have to think 30, 60, 90 days down the road as well. So what are you thinking on? What are you preparing for as you look down the road?
Sure. Well, we started off the season really dry across most of the country.
Yep.
So south of us, down in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, very, very, very dry. Even north of us was very dry. We've since gotten some rains. It's been cooler. So this crop, with the unusually warm, dry weather, it bounced out of the ground. We have a lot of good-looking early crop. It was dry, so some of our stand is a little like this because it's almost like survival of the fittest a little bit.
For sure.
Some seeds imbibed water and germinated right away, and then the seed right next to it might have been a little drier, and we did not imbibe water and germinate. So we've seen a little bit of up and down on emergence. Overall,
Have people made the calls yet on their, are they already in the replant headspace, or they're like, nope, I'm keeping, or what are you hearing on that front? Because I know guys always want to know.
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
So I always try my best to tell guys to go plant your entire first crop before you even start thinking about replanting.
That's
and
a
it's
good
hard.
idea. Yeah.
Like my dad, we've got 2 fields we're monitoring right now, and he's been back there about 4 times. And every time he calls, I'm like, it's too soon.
Is that him right now?
No, that's just another farmer right now calling. It's too soon. You cannot tell. So it will drive you crazy, especially soybeans, because they will come and keep coming and coming and coming until they break their necks. They're just going to keep on coming. So if you go out there too early, let's say you're the cotyledon stage. So the cotyledons have just opened. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of beans still pushing. Or even you get the first true leaves that come out after the cotyledons. We've still got beans pushing. So I try to wait till about that first trifoliate stage before we really can make a good call, because it's hard.
It is.
The last 10 days have been unusually cool, especially here in north of us. Guys were still running planters. I calculated last Friday, so we thought we could get in the field. It was dry enough. We still have about 700 acres to plant, but we've got all 3 planters we can sick on beans now because we're done with corn. So we were going to get it done. Then I started looking at the weather. So when it's still early-ish right now, but I always like to look at the 10-day forecast, okay? If you can't get your crop up in 10 days, you need to think about pausing. So I looked at the forecast on Friday here in Kentucky where we are.
Sure.
Calculated GDUs. So you take the high, the low. Nothing below 50 will add to the GDU accumulation. You divide it by 2 and subtract by 50. So that gives you what you need. So Friday until this morning, so it's going to start raining here in about an hour, we're only going to get 51 GDUs. So you put your soybeans in the ground, you need 100 to 120 GDUs to get them out of the ground.
Sure.
They're talking about 1.2, 1.5 inches. You're going to get that hard rain over top of that soybean's just starting to get just a little bit of a root coming out.
Right.
So we decided to hold off. We'll see if we were stupid or not, because you just never know.
You don't know.
You never know. But I really like to look at that 10-day forecast.
Mm-hmm.
You can hit a home run. You can plant and it could be cool. And then 10 days later, great. But if you get some of these cold rains, you're looking at seedling diseases, damping off problems, just struggling to get through that chemical. If you put down a good, strong residual it's cool. It turns wet. It sits there. It's just laying. It's
trying to metabolize it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we can just see a lot of issues. So that's kind of where my head's at on the crop right now. Okay. Looking forward, we talked about this on the last episode, but post herbicide pass, we need to make sure we're treating the water. We need to make sure our mixing order is good. Try not to put too many nutritionals with your herbicides. When you start stacking all this chemistry together, it's just a lot for that plant to have to metabolize, and sometimes we see antagonism happening where we don't kill the weeds as good when we start adding all these things.
So give the Camille cliff notes on mixing order.
Okay, so treat your water first. So if we're going to use AMS, I like AMS, especially if we're running glyphosate, glufosinate, Liberty Roundup, either one of those. That needs to go in first. I really prefer dry AMS. It's cheaper and it's more effective. So there's my spiel there. Take it or leave it. Then modify. So modify it also helps to tie up the cations, which is what your AMS is doing. Similar thing there. But AMS can do it cheaper. So we do that first. Then the modify comes into play. So it'll continue to tie up the cations if there are any left. And it's also going to bring the pH down. So it's going to get our pH in that 5-ish range where we need to be. Mm-hmm. So from there, we want to go driest to wettest. And that's hard sometimes because you can have a product that is an SC. So it's in a jug. It looks like a liquid, but it's a suspended concentrate. And so it's not necessarily a liquid. So you have to figure out what's driest and what's wettest. I love mixing order. It gets my wheels turning. I love to talk through that, but you put dry things in first, and patience is important. Dump a dry in, let it circulate and agitate. Give it at least a minute before you start adding more components in so that it can really get into suspension before you continue adding. Because it's chemistry. You start adding things in, you can have bad outcomes. So oils always go last. So if you've got an insecticide that is oil-based, bifenthrin, any of those, they need to go last. or towards the very end. We also, if we're going to add a crop oil or something like that, it needs to go last, because what can happen, let's say you put in a dry, then you put in your oil. The oil can coat around that dry before it gets fully suspended, and then you've got chunks in your tank, and it will come out and really put some damage on the crop.
Which you get phone calls on that
all the time.
Yeah. Right. So
all
that's why I wanted to ask that and make sure that our listeners know, because like you talk about, it's almost the low-hanging fruit in the world of any kind of applications, is having a right understanding around mixing order, because you can get ahead of so many things. You can accomplish what you want to accomplish whenever you're getting into your application, but then it starts with the mixing order. Like we had an example the other day. You were sending me a product. They were like, hey, we don't want this. It's not working. It's messing us up. Yep.
And we started talking through mixing order, and that becomes just so crucial. And it's not always fixable. Some things just aren't compatible in a tank. But most of the time, if we switch up the mixing order, we can fix it. We've learned, so I used to, when I first got out of graduate school, we were always taught biologicals and things like that go last. So I think humics and all of that got tied into the biological realm.
Sure.
But what we've learned is humic acids, fulvic acids, they give you holding capacity in the tank too. So water is a good buffer for things, but also humics are. So if you add those early, if you're going to have kind of a concoction, if you add your humic in early, it'll help give you places for those nutrients and things to bind in the tank.
That's a really good point.
So it's just something to think through. If you've got a lot going into your tank, reach out to us. We love answering these questions. There are a lot of really educated people in the ag space that can help you, but it just get help. That's it's like therapy. Make sure you go to your therapy before you start mixing.
Yeah, and get help from trained experts.
Yes,
qualified people.
So that is, as far as your post herbicide goes, I think we covered that. Then we're thinking about side dressing, Kirby.
Yeah,
so
we've had a lot of side dress conversations. So, and I know you have in particular. So talk us through, not just for your own farm, but for all the farm folks listening. Yeah. What are you planning for? What are you thinking through? What's your mutiny approach to that application?
So if you are an old school farmer, which, I'm fourth generation, I consider us to be pretty old school. You just get set in your ways. We've always done it this way. It's hard to think about doing it a different way. We've always put nitrogen stabilizer with our nitrogen. We go out and we side dress, right? The last 5 to 10 years, we've started talking about sulfur more and more. Okay, so we put sulfur with our nitrogen. ATS can help nitrogen to not volatilize and stuff as much. So it is a natural stabilizer, right? But we get into these humic conversations. We get into molybdenum, boron, all of these things that are more natural and that help our plant to yield better, because we need those nutrients. Also can naturally help the nitrogen, if I can get my words out today, Kirby, to not be as volatile. Okay. So we can naturally stabilize our nitrogen when we're adding sulfur and humic and moly and boron. So we can kind of talk through those components, but we've seen such good results. You put humic acid, some say humics have like a CEC of 300. So you think about your soil might have a CEC of 10, 15, or maybe even 5. You add a gallon of humic acid, you're giving yourself an extra 300 holding capacity. I knew that. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't read like a paper where that's exactly proven, but that's what everyone talks about.
Speculates.
Yeah. So it can help hold your nitrogen so you don't lose it. And then it also helps, it's a home for the microbes in the soil. So it's going to get the microbes doing their job a little bit better and faster. Buffer salt. There's salt in nitrogen. There's salt in a lot of the fertilizers that we're putting out there. So if we can buffer some of that salt, that'll help us to not burn off the fine root hairs that we need, because we get into a hot, dry grain filling period. All those fine root hairs might mean more bushels to us later. So we want to keep as many as possible. So that's important. Switching gears a little bit, going into molybdenum. So that's been a new nutrient. A lot of tissue sample labs, they might not even read moly yet. It's new. Yeah. So what we're learning, so molybdenum is required in the nitrate reductase cycle. So think about getting ammonium to nitrate, that cycle that goes around and around. If we are limited in molybdenum, we aren't getting our nitrogen to go through that phase as quickly. Therefore, we might lose some. So we're seeing really good results when we add several ounces into the nitrogen application. It's not a big spend. It's efficient. It's going to help you just do better with your nitrogen. So we've seen really good results with that. And then boron. So those 3 components. Boron, I always say it widens the highway. So if you've got a 2-lane highway, it's going to widen it to a 4-lane highway. You're going to help get your nitrogen into the plant faster. So you do all of that together, you're just going to do a really good job with your side dress application.
For sure. And on our last episode back in April, we were talking about the importance of tissue testing on your farm.
Yep.
And all of this comes into play with the program that Camille just laid out, because now we are measuring what is getting into the plant at key growth stages so that we can then be prepared for the next phase of the growing season. So everything she just walked us through is also why we have a protocol for that.
That's right. So one more nutrient. We've got a new product. I think we launched it, back in the wintertime, Kirby.
Yeah, it was when Patrick
came
here to join us. Yeah.
Yep. So Cadillac, I always laugh at the names. It ends with a K. Cadillac with a K. Yeah. Potassium.
Yeah.
Most of the crops that we work in are luxury consumers of potassium. So corn and soybeans for sure are. A lot of these specialty crops, Kirby. Sure. You've been doing a lot of work here lately in watermelons and some of these other crops, and we're learning just nobody has this all figured out, but potassium is in high need in most every crop. So this is something that you can put in your side dress, your Y drop, because we know the plant is going to take in every bit that it can.
Sure.
So potassium helps with a lot of things. And one of the main things as we get into the later part of the season, it's stress management, okay? So the stomata on the plant open and close, right? Every morning and every night they open and they close. Once we get over 86 degrees, they start to shut down. So when we are lacking potassium in the plant, the stomata can't function properly. So we can't really mitigate stress as well. It also helps with the turgidity, if that's even a word, the turgor pressure inside the plant. It helps keep it functioning correctly. So we have water and nutrient flow like we need to have. There's just so many things that potassium helps with. Another thing, especially on soybeans, if we are lacking in potassium, think about how many times you've walked a field late after it's ready. Okay, we're ready to harvest and seeds are laying on the ground.
Yep.
Shatter loss. So potassium helps with pod strength. So keeping that pod from cracking open. It helps with stalk strength and integrity. All kinds of things that we know are very important in the plant. So
for sure. And I love on the tissue test that we did this past year how we can see what you're talking about before it happens, because and then on the contrary, we could see when it did happen, when those K levels would crash.
Yeah.
Especially on soybeans, right? When we were tracking those. So
and you talk about crashing, like carbohydrate movement is one other piece of potassium. So if we are lacking potassium, the carbohydrate movement can't happen as well. So that's pulling the nutrients and the carbohydrates from the leaves and from the stems into the grain fill. So we can lose a lot of yield at the end of the season if we start crashing.
Yeah. Yep. No, I think Camille has shared some very, very, very good points. So this is what I would encourage you to do. You have a mutiny dealer probably nearby, maybe not. I don't know if we have people that listen from wherever.
We've got over 70 now.
Yeah, I can't keep up. I know. It's like mayhem, and the sign up geniuses for field days. I'm like, I can't keep up. I don't know.
No, I know.
Yes, we would love to sit down. We would love to have a phone conversation. Our team, this is what we do. We want to have these conversations and we want to look at your whole plan. We love when we have the tissue testing protocol in place because it helps us have better conversations. So what Camille shared today is a really, really good framework. We would probably tweak that when we had more intel on the farm, right?
For sure. Yes.
Let's take this out. Let's add this in. So
yes.
If you need some more convincing from our last episode to implement that on your farm, I think it's well worth your time. The best, and Camille gives this example, I give this example all the time. It's like having blood work for your body, right? Where you can react to things that you need to react, but you can also get ahead of things before they become an issue.
That's right. And if we're not evolving, we're eventually just we're not gonna be able to farm anymore because the inputs have gone up so much. Commodity prices haven't risen much. We can't keep just spending. I mean, again, going back to what we've always done, and you guys may be doing it way better than I am, but we've always just done it a certain way. You know, we fertilize, we plant, we spray, and we just kind of are on autopilot a little bit. But with the way these input prices have continued to go up, we have to get more efficient. We have to learn. We have to get better. And so every year on our farm, we're trialing stuff. Like, well, this year, and this is a basic concept, Kirby, but we're looking at population again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that we're always evolving, but can we pull down to 28,000? What's the yield difference going to be? Mm-hmm. So we planted 34 in a field, we planted 26 in a field, and we're going to see how it turns out. But learn on your farm. Just go try some stuff. Leave untreated strips. And I know it's a pain. It's hard to manage it throughout the season. But that's one thing we try to do is if we're trying something new, whether it's the humic and the side dress application, leave an untreated strip. Go walk it. Go pull a tissue sample. Is it doing what it's supposed to do, or is it not? Maybe it doesn't work for your farm. But the only way that we learn if something's going to be good for us on our farm, because I see the comments. I'm so type A, Kirby. I read these comments, and people can be so almost hateful sometimes. It's snake oil. It doesn't work. It's this. It's that. Try it. I mean, I wouldn't personally promote something if I hadn't seen good success with it on my farm or on other farms across the country. Mm-hmm. So I have really high confidence in what we're doing. But the only way you're going to learn, for those of you that may be skeptical, try something. Just try it.
Yeah, and measure throughout the life cycle of the crop too. That's the other part is I know the trials that you're doing, whether it's population or nutritional, biological, whatever it may be, you are going to plant the crop. You're going to have a plan for it. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have a split trial of some kind. Yep. And then you're going to walk the fields. You're going to take pictures. You're going to document. You're going to smell it, touch it, see it, all the things.
We're going to dig up plants, look at roots. We're going to look at the ear later.
Yes.
I mean, everything.
You can't just say, I'm going to do this trial and then wait to the end of the season.
And you also can't just say, do this trial and then use your combine monitor.
Right.
You have to do more than that because a lot of things don't show up. So even like these newer combines, we have a newer combine. It auto calibrates as it goes throughout the field. Seed size matters, and these combines cannot change from seed size that quickly. So if you do a trial in a field and there are several components to yield. Is it number of round? Is it length? Is it kernel weight?
Sure.
If you have more weight in a kernel and it's a bigger kernel, you may not be able to see it on the yield monitor in that, as soon as you switch.
Yeah. So there's a lot of nuance.
You've got to get out and look.
That's right. That's right. I love it. Well, Camille, I know we need to wrap up our podcast and our time here because it's mayhem. All right. So, we talked about the dads, and please post in your comments. We want to know, what do you farming dads? Let's give them a price range. $50 to $100, 20 to $100. Give us like price ranges, of like what your kids, and then they're probably going to be like, just a homemade or just a really nice text, or
just come spend time with me.
Yeah. But Mother's Day is coming up. All right. We're going to help in reverse. We're going to help the guys out. So ladies, we invite you into the comment section. So,
what do you want for Mother's Day?
I was going to say, let's brainstorm this. So
I'll tell you what I want.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
She's like, I want a nap.
I want to wake up with no kids screaming at me. I want to go to my workout class. I want to come home to a prepared breakfast and I can enjoy my coffee while it's hot. And then I just want to relax. I want to be around the kids, but I don't want them yelling at me all day. That's just all I want. Just a nice, relaxing day. Peace.
Peaceful. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Hey, listen, everybody, the book, The Love Languages, that talks about people receive and give love in different ways. And so I don't know.
Mine is service.
I was going to say yours is probably like acts of service.
Yeah. When my husband does the dishes and the kids pick up the room, I feel so loved.
Like a fully orchestrated acts of service day.
Yes.
Yes. If mom exits the chat, and meaning like if you were to check out for the full day, but it all still gets done.
Yes.
And so you don't have that
mess.
That's
it.
Yeah.
What about you? What is your love language?
I mean, I think every mom of young children, the day you just described, is always like, yes, that would be no matter what your love language is. And then we'll talk about, so know your mother or your spouse or whoever it is, like just like think about them as far as, because I remember this quote from John Ruhlin, and he said, it's not the thought that counts, it's the thoughtful thought that counts. So like some people are like, well, it's the thought that counts. And it's like, well, now I'm going to be like an Enneagram 1. That's like an excuse for apathy. Like, well, you know, but I don't think people are being lazy. I think they're just thinking about, well, this is what I would want.
Right.
Therefore they would as well. So that would be my challenge. But I would like, you know, for moms, and it doesn't always have to be like a gift that's wrapped, because there's some people that is their love language.
Yeah, it is gifts.
It would be a gift, and it's not just any gift. It's and I'll give you a couple of the love language ones. So the gifts group. If you hear your mom or your spouse or your whomever say something, don't wait a week before Mother's Day. Think about like 6 months ago and write it down in your phone.
You talked about this on the podcast, the Amazon list.
Yes. Start it in your Amazon or put it in your phone. Like if you hear them say like, oh my gosh, that's such a pretty painting, or, oh, I love those shoes, or whatever. Yeah. And either put it on the Amazon wish list or go ahead and get it. This is what I do. If I hear that, I'll go ahead and get it and then have it, so that when their birthday or their Father's Day or whatever comes about, then it's like it's there. But they said it 6 or 9 months ago.
You were so organized.
Paying attention to it. But I'm just saying, for the gift, like the gift people, for the acts of service, Camille's example I think is perfect. It's all of those things. And it's not well, just give me a list or tell me what to do. It's preemptively thinking of the list and then executing on it.
Yeah.
For words of affirmation, though, for any of those moms, I mean, it's
like if my kids made me a card.
Yes.
Oh, that's the best.
I've seen some really cute, in today's technology, you don't have to be a tech expert. I've seen some really, really cute videos of like where dads will interview the kids. Yes. And ask them questions about mom.
That's precious.
So for words of affirmation, that would be so sweet.
Yes,
right?
It would.
Like asking them funny questions and putting it together in a video and then watching it as a family. That would be really sweet.
That would be cute.
Yeah. And then, you know, physical touch, all kinds of hugs and kisses. And I feel like most moms, even
massage.
A massage. Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of moms are like, you know, even though I love to get a hug, they're probably like, like, no one just touch me for the day.
Yes. I just want a day, please.
Yeah.
Or if I could hear my kids not say mom for a day. It's like, mom, mom, mom. I pointed it out one night to my husband, and he started like counting it, and he was like, can y'all say dad? Like, nobody ask for mom for a little bit.
I've seen videos where a mom, every time they say mom, she did a push-up. And I was like, that's a path to get ripped, you know?
I couldn't keep up.
I know. You and I'd be walking in like with big old biceps.
Let's see.
So.
There were 5. So you did gifts,
acts of service, physical touch. Oh, quality time.
Quality
was
time.
Quality time. Wait,
yes.
Am I blending all these together? Is acts of service and no,
that's right.
Quality time is one on its own. So that would be
like you want to go see a movie or go get dinner or you know.
A well-planned
yes
day, and maybe it's with girlfriends, maybe it's with the family, maybe it's a blended, but it's well-planned and it's great quality time without distraction. So I would say like a well-orchestrated day that allows that togetherness.
Sure.
So there you go. Guys, if you have no clue what your love language is, you'll just think about the best way to know is to think like, how does this person probably show everybody else around them love in like really distinct ways where people are like, oh my gosh, they're so thoughtful about fill in the blank. That's probably their love language, right? Because it's their strength. So, okay, that's all for today. We will see you all in June. Put your comments in. We love hearing from you all, especially the nice, kind people. Hey, have a good day. Be kind, be nice, especially on the internet.
If you wouldn't say it to your mother, don't say it on the internet.
Because we are the mothers.
Yes.
That's so dorky. We are the mothers.